I genuinely believe the time for Osimhen to join Chelsea has come. Neto will be a useless player in this Chelsea squad if we don't get a proper finisher. Maresca is pouring out arrogance and brutalism on these guys. Yes, guys, welcome back to KMV, the #1 Chelsea fan. Yes, last night, that man who we all have been expecting, that man who we have been talking about for ages, that man who we never thought he will leave, finally left Chelsea on a permanent transfer. Like, this transfer window for Chelsea, even though it has been ups and downs, I can tell you there has been some moments where Chelsea did things which put smile on my face. And honestly, last night I felt Chelsea doing something positive. Like, after I heard that deal, I felt like at least we can now move on. I felt relieved as a fan of Chelsea, because this guy, I don't know if he was a bad luck to Chelsea. I don't know if he thought he will never leave Chelsea. Looking at what he did with Chelsea, looking at how he turned Chelsea ups and down, looking at how he lied to Chelsea. Like, I never wanted him to return. And finally, Fabrizio burst out the big news that this guy is gone. He is dusted with Chelsea. Like, he has nothing to do again with Chelsea. Now, Chelsea will be playing Wolves tomorrow away from home, Premier League game. That will be a tough match, and I would love you guys to stick around, because I will be dropping my match preview, my starting 11, and as well what Enzo Maresca can do in order to win that game. But before we go into that, I genuinely believe this is the time for Chelsea to do the needful. I genuinely believe Chelsea has to take a step forward after what they did last night. Looking at what we need at the moment, like, I feel like if Chelsea can do the needful at this point, it will bring in some kind of revival into this team. It will make the team even better. And what am I saying? I believe the time for Osimhen to join Chelsea has come. I believe this is the moment. After selling Lukaku last night, Chelsea has to do the needful. Like, if we are believing to make top 4, if we are believing to have a better season with Enzo Maresca, if you want to see Maresca last at Chelsea, then we need to give him a proper #9. We need to bring in someone who can at least make an impact in this squad. If you check from last game, I think we have had some good wingers. Pedro Neto, looking at how he played, I will be honest with you, Neto will be a useless player in this Chelsea squad if we don't get a proper finisher. This guy is a beautiful, like, he is a complete winger. If you look at how he was making a lot of crosses inside the 18-yard, he was making a lot of chances, creating a lot of chances for Chelsea from that previous game against, is it Servette? But based on the fact that we never had someone who could finish the chances, we had to miss them all. And now we were complaining about Osimhen's release clause being too high. We were complaining about how we cannot afford to pay his weekly wages. Okay, I understand he is an expensive player, and normally at this point in his career, this has to be his biggest transfer ever. If he has to leave Napoli, then it has to be his biggest transfer in his entire career. But at the same time, I still believe we can make it happen. I still believe selling Lukaku for 35 million euros plus 15 million euros add-ons, making it 45 million, then it's a deal that can come to pass. Yes, quality players are never cheap. If we don't give these guys a finisher, don't be surprised to still see this guy flopping at Chelsea. Don't be surprised seeing Joao Felix being a big flop. Don't be surprised seeing Pedro Neto not making a lot of assists at Chelsea, because normally a winger can never shine without a finisher. If you look at City, Doku now is on his prime. Why? Because they have Haaland. When he makes the chances, there is someone inside that 18 yard who he trusts so well that he believes no matter what happens, that person will convert whatever chance he creates into goals. But at Chelsea, we don't have that. Look at the chance which Mark Gill missed from that last game. Now, I'm not pressuring him. I'm not saying anything bad against him. I'm not taking anything away from him. But what I'm only saying is, I think Jackson is still not there. Mark Gill himself is still not that striker. We cannot continue to give these guys who are still young and unproven this kind of responsibility, this kind of pressure. There is too much pressure being as Chelsea's number 9. And I think for a striker to come in and make it happen, that striker must be able to calm down the pressure wherever he is. And Osimhen is a striker who I believe so much in him. I don't know even if he comes and flop, but let us have someone who we can at least say we have a proper number 9. And also, I have seen some Chelsea fans saying the reason why Chelsea doesn't want to bring in a proper number 9 is based on Nicholas Jackson development. So some of them said they don't want to bring in someone who will wipe out Jackson from the equation. I understand that. I think that is a fact. But at the same time, we cannot continue to be a mid-table team. We cannot continue to be a team who don't score goals. If you check from last season, Chelsea became one of the teams who missed the highest chances in Premier League. I'm not wishing for that to happen again. You get? So I think at this point, Osimhen coming to Chelsea should happen. It's already happening. I think Chelsea are making some moves at the moment. It has been reported by Fabrizio Romano that Chelsea are still in talks with Napoli over Victor Osimhen. Chelsea hasn't lost interest in him, and I'm hoping that before this window closes, something positive will come out from those rumors. I would love to know your opinion. Maybe Osimhen is not a striker. Who can you recommend? I also talked about Victor Gyökeres, who plays at Sporting Lisbon. This guy called Victor Gyökeres. Well, let's watch and see how it will go. Either of them, I think they are still good. Just their wages and release clause, which is too high. But I think they are experienced and proven strikers. Now, Enzo Maresca has been cooking Chelsea lately. Enzo Maresca is that coach who Chelsea needed at this point. You get? This man is very brutal and honest with his players. He came out last night and said all those his players who are thinking if they don't work hard, they will get 1 minute of playing time. They are lying themselves, because him as a coach, he will not attempt to give any player any minute if at all that player doesn't deserve it. You know, I said this thing before last season that Pochettino is too soft with these guys. We need someone who can be arrogant and aggressive to these players. And Maresca is pouring out arrogance and brutalism on these guys. I so much love it. Like, this is how it has to be at Chelsea. If you don't play properly, then you don't deserve to play. If you don't do the needful, you don't deserve to play. You get? Mudryk, I don't know what is happening. Most of you say I hate Mudryk. I don't hate him. But his development has not been moving. It has not been progressing. It's static. Like, it has been on a standby. You get? And I will not be surprised if Mudryk is one of those players who will not get enough playing time under Maresca. He had a lot of chances, but he hasn't taken them properly. So, Mudryk, you should watch out for him. And honestly, with you guys, I am fully behind Maresca. I believe this coach, even if we don't achieve what we are hoping for, I will still be behind him. Now, I'm not saying Maresca is already a winner at Chelsea. I'm not saying he has already proved himself. I'm not saying already he has my trust. No. I think Maresca still needs to prove himself at Chelsea. He still needs to show us enough reasons why we have to trust this Chelsea squad into his hands. But at the same time, I want to be by his side. I want to support him. I don't want to be that fan who will be like, Maresca out, Maresca out. I will not come out to do that again. I will not. I have seen some positive signs from Maresca, and I think it's high time for us to lay low and see what this man can offer to this Chelsea team. Chelsea will be taking on Wolves tomorrow, Premier League game away from home. Second Premier League game for 2024-2025 Premier League season. And my video, my starting 11 predictions and the rest will be dropping later on today. So make sure you stick around. Don't forget to click that subscription button. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and as well drop your opinions and your corrections in the comment section, because I am number one Chelsea fan.